Make a big difference. Like I said, Jeff, for this particular gathering, we came in as strangers and we left as best buddies.
Yeah,
We're
that's
all on
amazing,
WhatsApp
isn't it?
together, and I know that we'll get together again, virtually or physically wherever we can.
So let's follow a little bit more on that path. And how would you define success for your efforts in things that you do like this, like going to Sweden and the work that you're doing with Paraguay and what have you? How would you define success in those areas?
So for me, success is really about two things. One, did I learn something? And was I able to contribute something? And the contribution for me, I mean, my bar is pretty high. The contribution was anyone or anything transformed because I was there? And if not, then I, look at that, and I don't necessarily say failure, but I do look at that, and I evaluate that. And so for me, it's about transformation. It's about contribution that makes something different that could not have been transformed without my presence there.
Right. Let me ask it a little bit different. How do you know that what you are doing is making a difference in the lives of the people that you're working with?
So I know because they tell me. I know because they have a conversation with me, maybe a month from now, or a half a year from now, or 3 years from now, and they tell me, there's a touchstone, there's a point of reference to the relationship that we had when we were first in the same room together. And so that's how I know. I know through conversation. I know because somebody is reflecting back to me the impact.
Yeah. The people feeding back to you is a very powerful thing. And I know I'm through this talks that I've given, there was an individual at one of the talks that I gave, and I saw him again. It was out in, I believe, Pocatello, and then I saw him again over in Oregon. I forget the name of the town in Oregon, Baker City, I think it was. And I said, "What? I'm not that good. Why are you here?" He says, "Because the day I heard you the first time, I had come that day to take my own life. I sat in the parking lot thinking about it, and then I heard what you said, and it made all the difference." And those are gems. Those are real things that you can. I hate to say it like this, take it to the bank, but those are things that change people's lives. And
absolutely, and Jeff, as you were talking, one of the things that I know, and sometimes we don't get the feedback.
No, you don't.
Sometimes we just water the seeds, or we plant the seeds and somebody else waters them, or we water them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do.
Our
Yes.
business is to show up with, fully on fire and to be present with people and to let go of, what the impact is. In some ways, I think it's not even our business to know. Legacy consciousness and legacy living is all about doing and being who you are without worrying about, what that impact is, as long as you're contributing in a positive way, in a way that you believe will make a difference. It really is about planting trees and, not worrying about if you'll ever sit in the shade of that tree.
Right. No, that's very well put. We're getting down towards the end, and I've got 3 questions that I always ask of my guests, and the first one is, what's one of the most important life lessons that you've learned along your journey through life?
So my mother just appeared before my face, not literally, but she came through when you asked me that question, and I think it's about love. I know it's about love, and what I know is what she taught me. I mentioned earlier that I was born in northern Mississippi. I used to think that I lived in an all-black town because I didn't know what segregation was. So I lived in a segregated town, and over the years, my life was shaped by, like I said, just lots of horrific, unthinkable events. But my mother taught me to love people anyway, to love them anyway, and to realize that maybe that's where they were on their journey, but my job is to be further along on my love journey, to be connected with, to God, and to love them back, even if they didn't reflect that kind of love to me.
Wow. Yeah, and I can attest to that, because I tell you, every time I'm around you, it's like, whoa. It's just like this glow of love, and it's like, oh man, I wish you lived in Florida, or maybe I'll move out there.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
The next question is, if there was one thing, just one piece of wisdom that you could share with our audience today, what would that piece of wisdom be?
I think that wisdom would be, if you are blessed and you know that you're blessed, is to pass your blessing on to somebody else, to give your blessing, to give love, to give gratitude, to give something that's a part of you. It doesn't have to be a thing, a material possession. Forget about that. A smile. That's a blessing.
It goes a long way, doesn't it?
You don't know how a smile can change somebody else's life.
Oh, it can change a life.
Yeah.
It can. It really can. So the name of your show is Legacy Living, and that goes right into my last question. When thinking about your legacy, what does it mean to you, and what will it look like to you?
So in thinking about my legacy, I really don't want to wait until the end of my life to think about legacy. I truly believe that we create a legacy every single moment of our life. And my legacy is love and how I treat people. I hope that I treat them with love, with forgiveness, with grace. And that's how I want to be remembered. That's how I want to be known.
That is an awesome legacy, and you are living your legacy right now, because I just can't go there. Oh gosh, I just want to give you a big hug. Anyways, Dr. Burgess, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today here, and joining us on Talk Network Radio here on Success and Intentional Lifestyle. Sharing your wisdom and all your stories. And, if people want to get in touch with you, find out more about you, find out how to buy your books, or what's the best way that they can contact you or donate to the cause for the landfill kids, how do they do it?
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I will say go to my website. First of all, that's GloriaBurgess.com. www.gloriaburgess.com, and that's GloriaBurgess.com. And I'm actually building a website for a foundation that my husband and I started about 20-some years ago for donations. But in the meantime, until that gets built, there's a little payment button on my homepage, and you can just click that. Tell us what you want to donate to the Landfill Harmonic Orchestra, and we'll make sure that every single dime goes to support those kids. You can also send me an email, and that's at legacyLiving@GloriaBurgess.com. Legacy, Legacy, living, Living, one word, at GloriaBurgess.com.
Now, if they want to buy a book, how do they do it?
Yeah, you can find my books on Amazon. So just go to Amazon.com and look up my name. I have several books. I just completed one called Flawless Leadership. It's in its second printing, the first day.
Yay!
And this book is all about connecting who you are to what you know and do. So it's about being. It's an aspect of leadership that very few people write about or even talk about. So Flawless Leadership. And another book is called Legacy Living. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
And you might be interested also in a book called Dare to Wear Your Soul on the Outside.
Wow. Now, when they look you up, is it Dr. Gloria Burgess, or do you just go by Gloria Burgess for your author?
You can just type in Gloria Burgess.
There you go. Well, Dr. Gloria Burgess, thank you so much for being here on this show. And for those that want to hear her show, it will be airing every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. right here on Talk Network Radio. You can check out the Talk Network Radio website at www.talknetworkradio. That's www.talknetworkradio.com for more details about Dr. Gloria's show. You know, I do this show to ask the questions and present the ideas that will help people improve in their life, in particular your life. Now is the time to take action. Now is the time to find out when Dr. Gloria's show is going to be on the air and make it a point to listen to her shows. I think it'll make a difference in your life. Now is the time to take on the hard work and do some of the things that Dr. Gloria is going to be talking about during her show. Now is the time for you to start taking the steps needed to change your life. Don't ever underestimate the importance of just taking that first step. Just like Dr. Gloria did, she took that first step towards realizing a radio show. I know you have the potential to achieve great things in your life, and I truly believe in the greatness that you have inside you and the ability you have to achieve great things in your life. Thank you for joining me here this morning. I'm your host, Jeff Heiser, and this has been Success and Intentional Lifestyle. Please tune in again next Monday at 8 a.m. for another show of Success and Intentional Lifestyle right here on Talk Network Radio. Stay safe, have a great week, and remember, nothing happens without you taking the first step. God bless. That's our show today. Remember, you have the power to live intentionally. I'm your host, Jeff Heiser, and I hope you will join me here again next week. Till then, stay safe, be intentional, and spread the word. Success is an intentional lifestyle.